Hi everyone, I'm your professor Marty Parlman, and I am making the first video clip of the semester. So we are in week 3, and so by now you have introduced yourself, you've talked about food safety in the discussion forum, and we've really started to take a look at hunger and poverty, as well as you've gotten into chapters 1 and 2, and now we're into chapter 3, which is all about digestion and absorption. The reason I'm talking to you today is that I wanted to reach out and provide some other information about digestion and absorption. For those of you that have had anatomy and physiology, digestion and absorption of nutrients will fit nicely with what you've already learned. For those of you that haven't, that's okay. This is not, you weren't expected to. So as we think about digestion and absorption, keep in mind that when we chew food in our mouth, we're masticating it. We're using our teeth, tongue to break down food into its smallest pieces from a mechanical perspective. At the same time, we're using chemical things in our mouths, the saliva that contains enzymes and mucus and bacteria and water, to also liquefy that food to make it into a small enough ball that we can swallow it. And we call that ball the bolus. The bolus is swallowed and moves down the esophagus. And as you know, we don't have to jump up and down to get it to go down the esophagus. We have wave-like contractions called peristalsis that we don't have to think about. They just help things move through these wave-like contractions down the esophagus to the stomach. At different points in the body, there are things called sphincters and valves that allow things to move from one place to another. There's a sphincter at the bottom of the esophagus and at the top of the stomach where they meet that's called the lower esophageal sphincter. It's also known by other names like the cardiac sphincter, and this I bring it up because when we talk about diseases and conditions, it comes up again. When the bolus gets to the stomach, it's greeted by all sorts of other things for digestion to continue. And we're going to have both mechanical and chemical digestion in the stomach. So as you're learning about mechanical and chemical digestion in the stomach, I encourage you to keep track of the differences between them. So in the stomach, it's like a muscular KitchenAid mixer, mixing and churning everything together in the stomach. And chemically, we have a lot of hydrochloric acid that gets produced. We have a thick layer of mucus that forms to protect the stomach from being burned by the acid. We have a protein digestion enzyme that's produced and active in the presence of acid. And we have something happen with carbohydrate digestion. So in the slides, in your reading, in the dynamic study module, look for what that is. I'd like you to pay attention to the main functions of hydrochloric acid. And in a future post, we'll talk more about what happens in the stomach with hydrochloric acid and digestion in the small intestine. All right. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later. Bye.